How you doing, everyone? Welcome back to another red hot covered call video. Hey, look, if you've never seen my videos, you're in for a treat. Okay? What I do is I give you a peek into my world. And a lot of times I answer your questions through the trades that I do. You know, you go to YouTube, you search covered call videos, you'll hear hour-long seminars, or you'll hear these very non-specific videos about the process of covered call writing. But you know, that doesn't get into the nuts and bolts of it, the reality of it. The reality of a covered call is not just write the call, go on vacation, everything happens, life is good. Yeah, that can happen. But if you're going to make trade after winning trade and make this a dynamic strategy, making more and more profits, then you need to know the finer intricacies of covered call writing. And what I do is through my trades, I show you all of those trade or game within the game. Okay? So, hey, look, thank you for coming. I need you to hit that subscribe button, and I need you to ring my bell. Remember last video we talked about how you have to ring the bell to get an email when I do another red hot cover call? Hit that bell. And hey, look, always hit that like button down there. I always love it when you tell me you like what I'm doing. Hey, look, let's get right into it. I am not a professional. What I am is your everyday average cat just like you. But I learned the strategy. I got my financial education, and with that came experience. And with experience comes more and more opportunity to have winning trades. It's all about motivation, inspiration, experience, and doing it. Today we're going to talk about one of those very fearful topics for new covered call writers. And that topic is, what happens when you write that strike, right? You get your stock, right? You're watching that little video that tells you, the very basics of covered call writing and how you sort of sell an out of the money strike. And, if it doesn't go above that strike, you get to keep your shares, keep your profit. Oh, if it goes above it, you have your shares taken away, you keep your premium. A lot of people have a problem with that. They don't know how to handle it. And they really hate it when the stock jumps off the plate and really starts making real gains, and they're not a part of it. That is a scary time for a newbie covered call writer. But I'm going to show you today that you don't have to fear that. You just have to have experience. Because with experience comes confidence in what you're doing. Imagine a guy, a rookie quarterback in the Super Bowl. That quarterback, that rookie is going to be just experiencing new things and going to be scared. Let's face it. It's the biggest stage in the world. But you got a Tom Brady who's been there 7 times, and he's calm. He's as calm as the cool side of the pillow. You know what I'm saying? And with that comes experience. So let's jump right into it. Yeah, I'm talking win. Okay, I'm talking win. And this sounds like a broken record because I talked about win what seems to be a month ago. Same deal. Love how I timed win. I find myself in the same spot. I bought win at about 90.80, and it has rocketed higher. Okay? I'm going to talk about that right now. It is another buyback situation, but we're going to talk about how I have no fear when my stock rockets past my strike price. And I'll tell you why right now. So let's do the setup. The setup prior to this trade is that you could see I bought some win shares. Okay? Wrote a couple covered calls, got a dividend. My cost basis at the time prior to this last trade was $86.75. So because of writing covered calls, I had brought my cost basis down from 80, right? So I brought my cost basis down. How did I do that? I brought my cost basis down by writing covered calls. Now, inject this $1,100 buyback, which I had to do. It jacks up my cost basis, but I write another covered call. And in the end, although I've added to my cost basis, I essentially increased my share price or stock appreciation price, making me more money. Okay? Had I not bought back this option, this was a 97.50, which would expire this Friday. I go ahead and buy that back at a higher cost. We're going to look at that. But then I write another one. I write an April 21st, essentially raising my cost basis. But because I'm getting 105 for my shares, it actually increases my profit. Okay, so let's get right into it. So again, here's the possible profit. I say possible because the stock has to be taken away from me at 105, correct? Okay, so all of this is based on if it gets to 105 and my shares are taken away. That's how you got to look at these things. Okay, so prior to that, I had a 97.50. My cost basis was 86.75. You could see the profit right there. I was looking good. The stock gets some news. It rockets past that 87.50. We're now above 100. So I bought it back. I bought that option back. I got paid $1.60 for it. The 97.50. I got paid $1.60 for it. Bought it back. And now with the new one I wrote, see what happens? It increases my cost basis to 89.44, but I increase my strike price to 105. And this trade, if my shares are taken away at 105, 17%. So holding the stock one extra month, because remember, the 97.50 was a March 17th. Well, this new strike is now an April 21st. Look at the percentage gain in 1 month. Yes, that is 8 additional percentage by making this move in 1 month. So let's talk about the setup real quick. So I buy, obviously, the square box. I buy win at 90.80. I wrote a couple calls. I showed you that in the last couple screenshots ago. But this is the last trade. This is the last trade I had to buy back, wrote another. So notice what happens. I write the 97.50. Thinking, well, it may or may not get there, but what I'm going to do is just write it to have that income come in, and we'll see where it goes. Well, look at it rocket. It rockets above 100, comes back down, rockets up to 103, and look where we're at. Clearly, my 97.50 is going to be taken away, so my shares are going to be taken away. Okay, I made $1.60 on that. Sure, I could walk away, make the profit that I made. Okay, but because I went ahead and bought the option back, notice in the red, win buyback of 580. Okay, when I did the math on this, there was $5.70 in real money in the option, and the option cost $5.85. I think when the numbers started to shake out, it was about 10 cents differential between the real money in the stock and the premium. Okay, so I'm looking at, okay, I'm giving away 10 cents here, right? Because if I buy it back, remember what I'm doing. I'm looking at the real money and I'm looking at the premium I'm going to pay. And you're looking for real money and that premium, that time value to squeeze together so you're not paying that much for time value. And in this case, it was only 10 cents. Now I got paid $1.60 for that originally. So that's $1.50 I'm still keeping in my pocket. I'm buying back that option. Now I can immediately sell the shares and realize the real money in the stock. Yeah, granted, that's not profit because remember that's profit and cost. I don't make that. But what I did was I said, okay, that was a 97.50. I'm going to go ahead and write the April 21st 105 and get $3.15. Okay? So yes, I gave money back to my cost basis, but in the end, this trade, if my shares are taken away, I get the total 17%. So I don't fear when a stock jumps past my strike price. Now, unless it gets way out of control, okay? I had told you when I did TNA, I think when that expiration Friday came, TNA had jumped $17 above my strike. Well, I'm not going to let that. I'm not going to buy that back. I didn't even want in TNA at that point. But when it's like this, you see these numbers, they're very manageable. I'm going to go ahead and find that perfect balance between real money in the option and then the time value in the option. We want those numbers to come in. When I say time value, I mean premium in the current option. I want to bring those together where I'm only paying just a little bit. Then I can buy it back, we can write another, or we can immediately sell the shares. So let's talk a little bit briefly about this particular trade. Okay. Here's the buyback. Just wanted to show you. Notice the stock here is 103. Stock is up. Clearly, remember, I'm going to buy. So for you new guys here, notice the bid and the ask there in the middle of the screen. When you're going to buy back an option, you're going to pay the ask, right? When we sell covered calls, we sell the bid. Well, I'm not going to pay the $5.90. I've talked to you about this, guys. We do not do limit orders. I don't do limit orders. Okay. So in this case, I'm not paying $5.90. So I floated out there at $5.75. Okay. So you could see I actually try to execute to buy back my $97.50, and I'm actually going to try to pay $5.75. You see that? Well, look what happens. It doesn't take. Actually the stock's moving higher. So you can see the bid is not $5.75 anymore. It's $5.80. Stock's getting higher. I go in and put a $5.85. Okay. $5.85. It's a little bit off the bid. It's in the mid. I'll take it. That's 5 cents in my pocket. Of course I'm going to take it. There it goes. So it gets taken at $5.85. I did not buy the ask. Okay, so I put that 5 pennies in my pocket. Now what do? Now I go out and I'm going to write that April 21st. You see it right there in the middle of the screen. It's a 105, April 21st. Look at that. The bid to sell somebody the right, but not the obligation to buy my shares, I would have got 310 right off the bat. Boom, pay the bid. No. I put 315. Got filled 315. Don't feel gypped. Sometimes when it goes that quick, sometimes I feel gypped that I left some money on the table. But in that case, I got the mid. I'm happy. Wanted to show you the trades are filled at my price. Okay. It goes back to me loving limit orders because I feel like if you just sell the bid and you buy the ask, you just feel like the market maker loves that. They want to fill those orders because that's the asking price. Hell with that. I say, look, when I'm going to buy back an option, I put the bid price and maybe I'll move it to the mid price. Usually it gets taken. And when I sell a covered call, I usually put it out to the ask, then bring it to the mid, and it usually sells. Okay. So I hope you learned something here. Hey, look. You don't have to be fearful when the stock shoots above your strike price. You just have to have an exit strategy. And to execute those exit strategies, you have to have experience. Okay? I say this time and time again like a broken record, but trust me, when I started this 2 years ago, man, I worried about all the things that you worried about. I worried about having my shares taken away. I worried about taxes. I worried about fees. I worried about just the fear of doing it. Well, I didn't have enough spirit. Just how does it all work? Once I did my very first one and I started to do them throughout the year, it started to flow like water. And I started to do them time and time again. Okay. I showed you my numbers last year. Starting in about August, I went from doing 1 and 2 a month, just touching my toes in the water, to jumping literally in full bore. I think in August, I may have done 11 trades. And I have just hit the deck plates running ever since. Okay? So I want you to watch my videos. Okay? I want you to learn. You know, here, we're talking win today, but look at this. This is my win trade that I talked about earlier in this video. Same situation happened. Okay? I want you to learn. I want you to learn. And hey, look, I'm doing a video series called Ask John. Hey, I want you to send me a question. You have a question, send it to me. I'm putting it in my, I'm putting together a nice little Google slide. Everybody's question, and I'm going to answer them. Okay? Because look, I am doing this to help somebody out there. Somebody that is sitting at their desk, at their home. Okay? They want to make ends meet. Maybe they want the little extras in life, right? And they really want to learn. Well, that's what I'm here for. To look into my world, and maybe you get a little morsel of information. You know, I'll leave you on this note. Somebody asked me the other day, they said, hey, look, you know, you in your videos, you come across as this motivating coach type person, and you speak as if everything is fact, and I get all that. It's all great. We love hearing it. But what would happen if Alan Ellman himself, who I call the godfather of covered call writing, I mean, you should all be checking Alan Ellman. In fact, I subscribe to Alan Ellman right there, okay? But what if Alan Ellman replied to you and said, hey, look, this, or that? You know what I'd say? I say, hey, look, okay, I do it my way, all right? You have your way. The other YouTubers have their way. My way is simple. My way is simple. I'm giving you a look into my world and telling you about my trades. And if you can get a little morsel of information that will help you better yourself, better your situation, and help you build, continue to build the foundation of your financial education, that's why I do it. That's why I do it. Okay? So I need you to bang that like button. I need you to bang the like button. Let me know. I need you to hit subscribe if you haven't, and ring my bell. Ring my bell to get that red next notification that I've done a red hot covered call video. Hey, look, I hope you learned something. And hey, until next time, I hope all your covered calls are profitable.
All I see is signs. All I see is dollar signs. Oh, money on my mind. Money on my mind.